Today we celebrate our college scholarship recipients and the opportunities they are taking advantage of. Would all the scholars in attendance please stand for a round of applause? Rotarian mentors mean a lot to their scholars, and the scholars mean a lot to them. Would everyone who has mentored one of our scholars, past and present, stand? Thank you. You are the stars of the Perspectives on Opportunity that we share today. This is for you, Farhat Mary Hopler. Who would have believed in 2003, when Shai Farhat from Afghanistan, who could barely speak English, became our first scholar to be mentored, that today 85 members of this club would be mentoring 100 students who are still working toward college graduation? It's true, though. Farhat is a happily married businesswoman and mother in Chicago. Dot is making herself known in Hollywood. She just graduated with her master's degree in occupational therapy. And I could go on with my memories of my scholars, like my children, who grabbed opportunity by the horns and ran with it. When we give out our scholarship awards and form our mentorship pairs of scholars and Rotarians in May of every year, we have hopes that opportunities will prevail. Yet for the most part, each individual mentor realizes the powerful changes occurring, but only them know what's happening in the scholar's life. 23 of those scholars are here today to celebrate the steps they've already taken, as well as those they are preparing to take in order to realize their education and career goals. 6 of those students will tell us in person what opportunity means to them. A 7th scholar will join us via video. Thomas Edison said, I quote, "We often miss opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and looks like hard work." Today we'll hear about real hard work and what comes of it. I'm guessing you'll want to applaud each scholar speaker. I know I'll have a hard time holding back my pride and enthusiasm, so here's how we'll do it. And keep to our 30-minute time constraint. As each student finishes his or her speech, please do applaud. That student will leave the podium to the sounds of your appreciation as the next comes up to the podium. Please then be ready immediately for the next speech to begin, and the same process to be repeated. Scholar, applaud, quiet, times 7. Winston Churchill said, I quote again, "A pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." Before you today are true optimists in both the scholars and the mentors who stand behind them. Personally, as chair of the committee, I have the frequent privilege of hearing many scholar success stories that their mentors share with me. I'm excited to be able to pass 7 of their stories directly on to you today. You'll hear the optimism in each story, and I hope share the warm feelings I have from knowing that a big part of their motivation and spirit has been that members of this club care. Brandon, you're on.
Hello. I come from a family that didn't have much when I was growing up, and my family wasn't financially stable. My parents didn't know English well enough to teach me. I learned Spanish at home and English in elementary school. I went through a lot of trouble to learn English at a proficient level. However, once I learned the basics, I was free to learn at the level of my peers. Throughout elementary and middle school, I was not expected to get straight A's, and I wasn't driven to succeed academically. I did not value the importance of my education until the beginning of high school. Around this time, I lived in a single-parent household, and this caused even greater financial problems. Seeing my mom struggle to find work in order to pay rent motivated me to work harder in school and get the best grades I could. I learned that if I worked hard enough, I could be a good candidate for universities and other scholarships, and Apart from this, I wanted to be the first one in my family to go to college. I wanted to prove that my social status and background wasn't correlated to my academic success. I felt the need to prove this to my younger brother and the Latino community. In my efforts to get the best grades, I gained a passion for science and math. In my senior year of high school, after turning in my admissions application for UW-Madison, I thought back to how grateful I am for my family's support and the People Program support. Because thanks to the People Program, I wasn't able to worry about paying tuition. And thanks to the People Program, I was able to go to the White House last summer as part of Michelle Obama's Beating the Odds Summit. And that's a picture of me, like that's the White House right behind me. And yeah, at that event, I learned a lot about how important my education was. And now that I'm attending UW-Madison, I'm on the path to get a degree in engineering physics, and I'm grateful to have a support group that will help me on my journey. I want to thank the Madison Rotary Foundation and all of the donors for providing financial support that will allow me and other students with a passion for education focus on their studies and not worry about paying for other expenses. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Alright, so in the spring of 2014, I was notified that I got approved for the Rotary Scholarship. The excitement I felt was breathtaking. My freshman year at Madison College came extremely fast, and the only thing that I knew going into school was that I wanted to become an elementary teacher, and I was a Rotary Club of Madison Scholar. Knowing these two things helped me along the way. The club provided me with structure and basic guidelines of the academic goals they wanted me to achieve within a short time frame. Being assigned to a mentor who can help you with any situation or refer you to another club member who can is one of my personal favorite assets of Rotary. There have been times when I was discouraged about my classes or felt overwhelmed with the workload, but I knew that I had committed myself to Rotary and needed to meet my own expectations of myself and yours. I plan on transferring to a four-year university after I complete the liberal arts transfer program and receiving my associate's degree. Becoming an elementary teacher has always been my dream career. Every day I am closer to achieving that goal. I've grown a lot since becoming a Rotary Scholar. I am now more goal-oriented, independent, and a successful college student. My pursuit to become an elementary teacher started when I was a young girl and soon became a reality once I started working at Madison School in Community Recreation, also known as MSCR, in 2011. I know that I am destined to be a teacher and I will be the best of the best to my future students. I'd like to thank every member of the Rotary Club for their financial, social, and emotional support. I know that every one of you has helped me and put me on a path towards success. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'm very thankful to be a Rotary Scholar. If it wasn't for Madison Rotary, I would not only not be up here standing, but I would not be up here as the proud Wisconsin Badger. Shout out to all the alumni. I come from a low-income home, and Rotary made it possible for me to attend college. My family is rich in love, respect, loyalty, humbleness, and at the same time, economically challenged. My father is a self-employed small business owner. I've seen him struggle daily to make ends meet in a foreign country with little to no resources. His daily struggle has taught me that someone who's successful must be determined, passionate, adaptable, a risk taker, and have a spirit of never giving up. Thanks, Baba, for teaching me that defeat is a state of mind that only exists if accepted as a reality. In life, we all have our own struggles. Being able to afford college and seeing my parents struggle to make ends meet were my biggest struggles. From this, I learned a lesson: to value and appreciate the things you have and to make the most of them. I turned this valuable lesson into a mindset that allowed me to stop focusing on what I didn't have, the negatives, and start focusing on what I do have, the positives. Here's what went through my mind. How many of us have food on our plate every day? A roof over our head every day? Sleep in a bed every day? I think we can all answer these with a yes. I mean, look where we are. This is the mindset that got me to where I am today. Every time I stepped into a classroom, took an exam, or struggled, I reminded myself of these things and told myself, I have no excuse for giving up. I want my parents to have nothing but the best because they gave me nothing but the best. They gave me confidence, encouragement, hold me when I was down, and most importantly, loved me. All this motivates me to wake up every day and push through the day so I can graduate with a Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing and Entrepreneurship. I dream for the day that I can look at my parents and say, Mama, Papa, I made it. I made it because of you, and I don't want to hear you say that money is an issue. Defeat is not an option and will never be an option. Thank you all for listening to me. Thank you, Rotary, for everything you do for our scholars, and thank you, Oscar, for being my mentor.
Hello everyone, my name is Azucena Gonzalez, also known as Lily, and I'm a senior at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater with a major in social work and a minor in criminology. I'm a first-generation college student, and with the struggles and obstacles I faced and the hard work and dedication I put in, I'm proud to say I'll be a part of the 2016 graduating class at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. If it wasn't for the help and the belief from the Madison Rotary Foundation, I wouldn't be able to stand up here today and look at my dad and say thank you for never giving up on me, for constantly pushing me to do better. If it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't be able to stand up here today and say I did it. The Madison Rotary Foundation not only blessed me with the financial help to put me through college, but they also blessed me with an amazing mentor who I could not imagine facing my undergraduate career without, Mary Rouse. Transitioning from high school to college was a lot harder than I expected, and Mary was there every step of the way reminding me that I could do this. Whenever I needed her, she was there either through email, phone call, or going out to lunch. We do not only have a mentee-mentor relationship, but a lifelong relationship that will continue well beyond my undergraduate career. I also want to thank the Kai family for the opportunity to be the first recipient of the Kai Family Scholarship. It was my goal to always complete my undergraduate career in 4 years, but because I didn't do so well in my ACT, I had to take that one math class, that one history class, and that one English class that many waived out of. This would have pushed me back a semester in order to complete my undergraduate career, but because of the Kai family, and my parents of course, I was able to complete those credits during the summer of 2015, putting me right back on track to graduate on time, and I thank you so much for that opportunity. I just want to remind everyone here today, you do make a difference. Believing in others like myself and the countless young faces in this room. If it wasn't for you all, we as a generation would not be able to continue to make a difference, supporting and mentoring those who come after us. And for that, I thank you all.
Hello everyone. I am honored to be here to tell you how your support led to opportunities that have changed my life. 4 years ago, I was thrilled to receive a Rotary Scholarship. That scholarship, along with the assistance from Beloit College and the support of my mother, has helped me to thrive at Beloit College. I will graduate May 15th with a dual degree in Anthropology and English Literature and a minor in Spanish. As a Rotary Scholar, I found out quickly just how great your mentor program is. My mentor, Dick Lavelle, guided me and encouraged me during my freshman year. Dick then worked through you, President Ellsworth, to connect me to the Wisconsin Historical Museum, where I had a really valuable internship. I worked 4 months updating the museum's artist Native American collection. The internship improved my time management and independent research skills, skills that would prove to be essential in later internships and work. Above all, the internship inspired me to explore other opportunities. As a sophomore at Beloit, I was named a Ronald E. McNair Scholar. This program prepares qualified first-generation, low-income, and/or underrepresented undergraduates for entrance to a PhD program in their chosen field of study. All McNair Scholars participate in 2 summers of internship research. I actually began my first McNair internship by studying in Ecuador the spring of my junior year. Since I had a special interest in the gender-related dynamics of anthropology, I studied the effects of neoliberal policies on indigenous men and women in the Intag region of Ecuador. I especially focused on mining corporations' presence in this biodiverse region. That summer, I produced a 25-page literary review and analysis entitled Indigeneity, Gender, and Resistance in the Intag region of Ecuador. I presented this research at the 2014 McNair Scholar Conference at the University of California at Berkeley. For my second summer for McNair, I worked full-time last summer at Midway Village Museum in Rockford, Illinois. I studied immigration to Rockford, then created a 90-minute outreach presentation on immigration for use in Rockford schools. Now it's my senior year, and I have already applied to 12 anthropology PhD programs. After earning a PhD in anthropology, I would like to become a university professor of anthropology, but I realize that such opportunities may be few and far between. So, I am also preparing for other career options. For example, I would really love to work in a museum that teaches the history of marginalized groups of people, like the Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Indian. In summary, I have been blessed with nearly 4 years of wonderful growth opportunities and experiences. For all of that, and especially for the support of the Rotary Club of Madison and my mentor, Dick, I am deeply grateful. Thank you so much.
Last one. I'm really honored to present my story to the Rotary Club because I want to say thank you for a really long time. I wouldn't be here today without the help of this club. Like many Rotary scholars, I grew up in a low-income household and a lot of obstacles to overcome in childhood. I never had the best grades growing up, and for a long time I had never planned to go to college. I was going to join the military after graduating high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but in senior year, I broke my hip, and that wasn't going to happen. Couldn't run for a while, so late fall of my senior year, I was really lost. I didn't know what to do. My high school counselor recommended that I apply for this scholarship. So I applied. I got an interview with the scholarship committee. Again, I didn't have the best grades. I didn't have any really extracurriculars, never took an AP class, but thankfully they saw something in me, and they chose me to be a scholar. Went to Oshkosh my freshman year, but unfortunately college wasn't a smooth ride for me. Ended up dropping out my first semester. So I called my mentor Moses and told him I had to cancel my scholarship payment. And I remember that conversation pretty clearly. So he kind of said, well, a little bit of a pause. And he just said, well, we're going out to eat tomorrow and we're going to talk about this. And I was super intimidated because I talked to the man like maybe twice in my life. And only formal conversations. So he took me to the Imperial Garden, sat me down, and just laid out an entire plan for me to get back to school. He really stepped up and went to bat for me during my year off. He got me an internship at a marketing research company. He wrote my letter of recommendation for a transfer to UW Milwaukee. He reviewed my essays, was always checking in on me, and he got me to go back to school. I've never had someone in my life to push me to be successful or to emphasize grades or give me any professional guidance. I was able to take a step back and I looked at my situation that year. I was lost, I didn't have a plan, I was unmotivated, I didn't have a job. But Moses influenced me enough to make me believe in myself and I thought to myself that I'd never be there again. So I went to UWM, worked harder than I ever have in my entire life, and I never looked back. My junior year, Moses connected me with Rotarian Carrie Wall, who passed my resume to BMO Harris Bank in Milwaukee. I interviewed and received an internship, and I've been interning there for the past 2 years in finance. A lot of networking and a lot of hard work later, I was accepted into their Commercial Analyst Development Program, which is a highly competitive training program for kids trying to get into commercial banking. So I'll be moving to Chicago this summer to begin full-time for BMO. It's an amazing opportunity, and I'm really grateful to be in this position. If you would have told me 4 years ago that I'd be a banker in Chicago, I thought you lost your mind. So I'm graduating this spring from UWM, summa cum laude with a degree in finance and accounting. I'm planning to sit for level 1 of the CFA later this year, and hopefully one day earn my MBA from a top business school. The scholarship was what made college possible, but the outstanding support from mentors and this entire club are what got me to stay in school. Can't say thank you enough, and I hope to repay this one day. Thank you.
Hi Downtown Rotarians, my name is Kay Powell and I received a foundation scholarship in 2006 when I graduated from Madison East High School. While the financial aid portion of the scholarship was very meaningful to me, the most important was the mentorship program. I was matched up with Dr. John Bonsett-Veal after I expressed an interest in pursuing a career in optometry. And since then he's become a very, very important part of my life. Not only has he photographed multiple Frisbee games for me. He helped me decide whether or not I wanted to transfer from Lawrence University to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And he's allowed me to shadow in his optometry office and intern there a little bit just to learn from him. And he even officiated my wedding this past summer. So I think that can speak to the level of relationship that we have with one another. I graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison in 2010 with a major in biology, and I started optometry school in Memphis, Tennessee at the Southern College of Optometry in 2012, and now I'm a fourth-year student and I'm all set to be graduating in May of 2016. I had received an email from my school before I even started there asking for volunteers for an organization called Remote Area Medical. And I asked John if I should volunteer, having really no idea of what they were asking me to help with. And he said, of course, why not? It sounds like a valuable opportunity, and you're going to be helping people while you do it. So I volunteered, and this organization sets up pop-up clinics in rural areas of Tennessee and provides free medical, dental, and vision care to people who have limited access to affordable health care in those areas. The clinics are on weekends, and we see about 200 to 300 patients in one weekend. And not only do I gain a lot of experience educationally, but it's a very good feeling to be helping people who need it and who appreciate it a lot. I am just overall very, very grateful for having John in my life. He's always been there to offer words of encouragement and words of wisdom, pointing me in the right direction. Sometimes I haven't made the decisions that he probably wishes that I make, but he respects me, and he knows that that I'm always going to be doing a good job. So if you're not already involved in the mentorship program, I highly encourage you to become a part of that program. Who knows, you might make a lifelong friend, and I know that John would say that he has learned just as much from me and gained just as much from me as I have from him, and it's just been a very, very valuable experience for the both of us. So I wish I could be there in person. I'm doing an externship in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. So have a good winter. I hope you guys stay warm.
Well, you know, my emotions are a bit worked up. How about yours? I'm Robin Kitson, and I'm Vice Chair of the Rotary Scholar Mentor Committee. You know, thinking back to when I was 18 and going off to college, my father told me, he said, he gave me words of encouragement. He said, you know, get an internship. And then he helped me do it. We all have someone who encourages us throughout our whole life, and especially when we're young. Our Rotary mentors encourage our scholars, and our scholars encourage our mentors. You know, I feel energized every time I interact with my two scholars, Anna and Paige. Their determination inspires me. And I'm so proud of our Rotary scholars, all 100 of them. And you know, I'm really proud to be a member of this Rotary Club, where people like you make the opportunity happen. Just think of it. Our club awards about almost $250,000 in scholarships. That's $250,000 each year from 13 named scholarship funds and our signature fund, which are part of our Madison Rotary Foundation. Scholars start their journey with us by asking us to believe in their ability to graduate, to invest in their future because they do not have the financial means to fully make that opportunity happen. But yet they prove to us that they have the drive, talent, and belief in themselves to become a doctor, an accountant, a business analyst, a marketer. It runs the gamut. We request them to graduate from college, and we provide scholarships to them from our endowment fund. Our scholars select if they want to be paired, if they would like to be paired with a mentor, and currently close to 100% choose to do so. You have just heard from seven scholars why they feel our mentorship program is important. Being a mentor is often not a huge commitment of time, but it has a huge return on relationship. Okay, so think about this and do the math. We provide 24 scholarships each year. Our Rotarians step in to partner with our scholars, and our scholars have a goal to graduate. And now I invite you to visualize these young people as they graduate, as they step out into the world, as they enter the workforce and contribute to our community. Nice mental picture, right? Well, it's real. Jane? There. Look at that. JR is one of our 2007 scholars, and he has his own law firm at age 27. This photo was taken 2 days ago. So you can see that some of our mentor-scholar relationships, like this one with Denny Carey and Carol Kobe and Jair, run deep. Let's conclude our presentation by once again thanking our scholars. Please stand, scholars. Mentors, please stand once again. For those who make donations to make all of this possible, and Rotarians, all of you, your generosity makes this happen. Thank you.